Good morning, people. I think we're live. I don't remember. It's gotten so much of a habit that I don't remember clicking on the button. But here we are. Today is January 21st, 2024. Here we are at Department of Career Services, where our goal is very simple: to help you get from where you are to someplace better. That's it. Just from where you are to someplace better. No big deal. And we'd all like it to be better. So, this is our daily podcast. On the weekends, we focus on the spiritual part. Monday through Friday, we focus on fitness or physical, emotional, and mental things to help us out there in the world of men and machines. But today, Saturday and Sunday, we focus on the spiritual stuff because that really is kind of the most important stuff, the spiritual side. Because that's what it's all about, right? As Viktor Frankl said, we don't ask, what is the meaning of life? That's the wrong question. The right question is, life asks you, what is the meaning of your life? And I think Viktor Frankl got it almost right, except he wasn't a Christian. He was a Jew, so he didn't see Jesus as the Messiah. He didn't get that the kingdom of heaven is within. Good morning, Wadabevi. He didn't get that the kingdom of heaven is within you, that God is in all things. He didn't understand that. So for him, it was life. Life asks you the question. But I think it is, if the Creator created us in his own image and the Creator is within us, as Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within, then it would be God, the Creator, saying to you, what is the meaning of your life? And then that leads to, show me what you got. Show me what you've got. Okay. What I've got is coffee brewing, not brewing. I'll put it in here. That's about right. Taylor. A little stirrage action. Let it sit for a while. Coffee cup. In the coffee cup. Okay. So, should have done your breathing exercise by now. And big things happening, big things in the world. What are the big things in the world? Well, yesterday I had my first day of my GPPM graduate program in pastoral ministry, 6-hour class. There were 7 of us in the class plus the instructor. Instructor is a career parole and probation officer, California Department of Corrections. So probably the largest, no, not Department of Corrections, but parole and probation, probably the largest parole and probation in the country. Let's see. So there is Matt saying he's self-educated. I don't know if that's a self-compliment or just a statement of fact. But anyway, the instructor is a 25-year California parole and probation officer, supervisor, high-level, relatively speaking, high-level person with intelligence, teaching a class in trauma and healing in a broken world. And we need restorative justice. Right. So my first class was yesterday, 6 hours, very interesting. It's going to be a wild ride. Today I get to have the privilege of having lunch with the chaplain of the prisons in Alaska. Who knows what'll come of that? Maybe Who knows? Maybe I'll be heading to Alaska one day, teaching in the prisons in Alaska. Do we need stoneballers up there? Perhaps, as Lucy would say, perhaps. Let's go to dive right into Seth Godin and see how we can make sense of this. Stumbling in the dark. Learning is complicated. Matt says he's self-educated. Learning is complicated. While we're doing it, it's easy to imagine that those around us are completely sure of themselves, moving forward in a well-lit space. So remember yesterday we talked about that, finding the light switch. In fact, if you visit a growing company, a useful school, or anywhere that growth is happening, you'll quickly see that everyone is stumbling forward in the shadows. That's part of the deal. Right. That's part of the deal. Let's see. Self-educated. I want to go to Alaska. Hell yes, you do. Alaska has a high crime rate and lots of dangerous wildlife. I just got out of the shower before the podcast, Matt. I wasn't ignoring your texts. Okay, cool. Boom. Interesting. Glad you're both here. So, stumbling in the dark. So yesterday we talked about the metaphor of I guess I would say the metaphor of trying to create something new is like going into a room and trying to find the light switch where the people who control the room are saying, we don't need to turn on the lights. We know where everything is. We've been doing this long enough. We have it memorized. What's the purpose? I don't need it. Everything works fine. And then other people saying, well, you can do that, but you only get 3 tries to find the light switch. If you can't find it in 3 tries, you obviously don't know what you're doing, and we don't need you here. Or you can try it. We don't care how many times you miss. Just don't disrupt anything that's in there now. Don't bump into anything. Don't touch anything that's in there now. But the reality, per Seth Godin, we are not worthy. The reality, per Seth Godin, is that we're all stumbling in the dark. Ponder. Not too shabby. Well, last night was my last night here in this. Not bad, fully self-contained, not bad. Moving back to Rainman, it's going to be a little bit different. I've got to think about how I'm going to do that. Maybe a lot of hot pot stuff. Somewhere I've got to find not the hot pot, but the rice maker. The good rice maker is somewhere in one of the boxes at Rainman. That would be good, but I have one here that I could take. So I think between my hot pot and the rice maker, I will be okay. Those are versatile. Yes, those are versatile. Right you are. Very good for making quinoa. I bought quinoa the other day. Where is it? I don't know. Well, let's see. So it's 6:10. We got 5 minutes. Anybody have any questions? Matt, you still there? You have any questions? Any philosophical things, spiritual philosophical things? Anything I can answer for you? Starting from the premise that the kingdom of God is within you. That God, as the Jesuits say, God is in all things. And it seems to me, in reading the gospel from that perspective, you could come to the conclusion that the Creator lives hyper-vicariously through us. Because there's one thing that an omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent God cannot do, and that is to live vicariously through something that does not exist. Aha! How could an omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent God live vicariously through something that does not exist? That is a question worth pondering. Yes, who is that Jesuit priest you frequently showed us at Rain Man? That is the Jesuit. That is Father Max Oliva, who is now up at near Gonzaga. But how can the Creator, how can an omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent God live vicariously, live hyper-vicariously through something that does not exist? You know, some people will say, because he's omniscient and omnipotent, he can do anything. Can he not exist? Can he tell a lie? That's the trap. That's the trap. Because God is perfect. He can't lie. He can't do anything bad. Aha. Well, if he can't do a simple thing like lie or do anything bad or deceive people, how could he possibly live vicariously through something that does not exist? And this isn't a question of what do rocks dream about? Nothing. I heard you really good quote. I heard a really good quote from the meeting last night. God can move mountains, but we have to do the shoveling. Okay, true. I take it he spends his time debating and converting people who believe themselves to be uber duber smart. Oops, I didn't mean to interrupt. Okay, no problemo. This is going down in history. This is whatever thoughts you have, I can promise you anybody else has the same thoughts on those. But the question would be, how could God live vicariously? How could a creator, how can any omniscient being live vicariously through something that doesn't even exist? Can't. So we have to exist before God can have a presence within us. So if our life is a gift from God, what would be our response to that? If God decided to create us and he wanted to, God the creator wanted to have a presence within us. God is in all things. He created us. He's in us. What would his expectation perhaps be? Perhaps it would be that we would continue the process of creation. Makes sense. And if the creator was within us, it might follow that the creator would have an interest in how we lived our life. Sort of the show me what you got, as long as it's creative. But I'm not interested in destruction, because I wouldn't have created you if I wanted destruction. And if you're made in the image of me, you're not made in the image of doing things to destroy. Okay, it's 6:15. Gotta run, people. Literally got a Peloton. So we'll be back tomorrow. I will be broadcasting, hopefully, from Rain Man. Back at Rain Man. I hopefully will be broadcasting from there. We've got a lot of stuff to do today. Choich Faith Fellowship at 9, 11 o'clock Trinity, brunch, lunch, something with the chaplain from the prisons in Alaska. After that might go till 2, and I have about a 3-hour window to start moving stuff over to Rain Man, because I have to be back at Reset at about 5:30. Right. It is raining outside. Yes. Well, it's kind of light rain here. It's not a chubby rain. It's a light rain. So Anyway, with that, people of the world, humans, and when I say humans, how is that spelled? Wadabevi, humans. It's not a Ferengi thing. How is it spelled? How's it spelled, Matt? Uber, Undermensch. Humans, Huemonds. Humans, colorful nuts. All right. Let's smile together. Let's do what they do on the Peloton. Arms up. To the heart. And then out to everyone else. Boom. That's how they do the Peloton. And Shivas and Shalom, people. This isn't Shivas, though. That's coffee. Coffee and Shalom. Okay, see you on the other side. Ba-boom-ba. As opposed to boodly, 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 boom. Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.